you talk about college football, and everyone asks me, what was it like to be a college football coach? I mean, there's only 134 major colleges in the United States. There's 10 guys on each staff. So there's only 1,340 guys in America out of 365 million people that do what you do. So it's a very small group of individuals. And they said, what was it like being a college football coach? And I said, there's no other profession like it in the world. Your job is predicated on the psyches of 18-year-olds. You get to show 75,000 to 100,000 people what you've done all week on Saturday. And then you get to read about how stupid you are on Sunday morning in the newspaper. It's important that you have fun, and building that fun aspect into your business or into your culture is so important. It doesn't mean that you're not focused on metrics. It doesn't mean that you're not focused on performance. It doesn't mean that you're not getting the best out of employees. It's have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. And I think you do that by the next element, I think, of a successful culture is making sure that there's a very good recognition program that's built off of performance, not off subjective criteria. I think that destroys a company is when they, someone is kind of a favorite and so they get all the awards. But having measurements that you can document and say, this is why this person is being celebrated. Being innovative, I believe my entire career that you've got to be on the innovative edge of all things. You can't sit back and wait. You've got to be the person that is pushing innovation. You've got to be talking innovation because you want people to think into the future. And then the last is I want an organization that's energetic. I want enthusiasm to be the word of the day. I want people to be inspired. I want them to be motivated. I want them to be energetic. I want them to feel like what they're bringing to that job that day is the most important thing they can possibly do. And so those are the elements I think are culture. And if everyone can say that in your organization, this is our culture, this is what we are, you will have a strong culture. You'll have a culture that's well respected. You'll have a culture where you can, I think one of the biggest challenges we still face in this industry is, number one is finding, recruiting, hiring, educating, and retaining great talent. And if you can create a culture that is as vibrant as you want it to be, that's how you keep people. That's how you entice the best of the best. And, one of my hiring criteria that I've always held very high in my estimation is we hire people with high abstract reasoning. And we did a test. We would test people on their abstract reasoning because I knew I didn't have to supervise those individuals. They would find the answers to things. I didn't have to manage. We could build with abstract reasoning. You can't if you're constantly critiquing, you're constantly helping. So surrounding yourself with great people also helps build that culture and creates that environment that people want to be a part of and play for and be proud to wear a Wood Residential shirt or whoever you are. That's my idea on culture, and I love that whole concept. I once had a coach that I was working with, and every time he would get to the chalkboard, he'd put team, and he'd spell it capital T, capital E, capital A, capital M. And I'd say, why do you always capitalize? He says, because there's not a letter in there that's not important. And that's the same thing you want to give to your team, is there's no one individual on this team that isn't important. So that's why in every email I ever send, anything I ever do, team is always capitalized because I want to remind everyone that everyone in this organization means something and is important.